Mr. Chair, I would make that motion.
Okay. Moved by Freeling, supported by Pitchford. Any discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Curran,
Yes.
Freeling,
Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
Eagleman.
Yes.
Major,
Yes.
Hunt. Yes. Pittsburgh,
Yes.
Borat.
Yes.
Oracle.
Yes.
Yarborough.
Yes.
Bell
Yes.
and Elliott.
Yes.
We get 12 yeas.
All right. Berrien County Board of Commissioners Resolution B 2405030, honoring Carrie Ann Puckett, dated today, May 9, 2024. Whereas Carrie Ann Kickles, now Puckett, was born and raised in Berrien County, and whereas a graduate of Lakeshore High School, she began her career in the assessing world in 1989 as the Lincoln Charter Township Assessing Clerk. And whereas in May of 1994, she became employed in the Berrien County Equalization Department as an appraiser trainee. And whereas over the years, Carrie has worked in various roles within the Equalization Department, and in 2001 earned her certification as a Level 3 assessing officer. And whereas she has utilized multiple painstaking pen and paper methods, endured the learning curve of numerous inefficient assessing programs, and has provided tens of thousands of hours of expertise in advancing the success of the statutorily required equalization process. And whereas May 9, 2024 marks the 30th anniversary for Carrie Puckett serving the citizens of Berrien County. And whereas Carrie's unique awareness of the history of the department, combined with her expert knowledge as a Michigan Advanced Assessing Officer, has been invaluable and distinguished, and whereas tomorrow marks the beginning of the next chapter of her life, retirement. Good for her. Now, therefore, be it hereby resolved that the Berrien County Board of Commissioners express their deep appreciation for the 30 years of service Carrie A. Puckett has provided to the citizens of Berrien County, and wishes her a well-deserved, happy, healthy retirement. Be it further resolved that Ms. Puckett's life, actions, and contributions reflect most favorably upon herself, her family, the Berrien County Equalization Department, County of Berrien, State of Michigan, and the United States of America. Respectfully submitted and signed by all members of this board, and I move its adoption.
I'll support.
Supported by Freeling. Any conversation to be had? Any comments? Ma'am.
When I came onto this board in 2015, I remember meeting Carrie. I think we were talking about the equalization department. And I got to know Carrie from that role, but also as a resident of Baroda. And it seemed anywhere I went in Baroda, she was there. She has a zest for life that I've appreciated, and I certainly hope that I'll continue to see her around Baroda and in Berrien County as she enjoys retirement. I do know that she is great at the game of euchre and often arranges euchre tournaments down at the Legion in Baroda. So perhaps we'll go and put a team together from the county. But I wish her all the best in retirement, and she has been a asset to this county.
Yeah, she's really done a great job. Okay. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Freeling,
Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
Eagleman.
Yes.
Major,
Yes.
yes. Pittsburgh,
Yes.
Ballroom,
Yes.
Warfel.
Yes.
Yarborough,
Yes.
Bell,
Yes.
Curran,
Yes.
and Elliott.
Yes,
12 yeas.
thank you. We'll go to committee reports. Do you want to lead off, Madam Chair?
Thank you. Our first person to talk with us was Administrator Brian Doucette. He explained to us that we're doing such major things big dollars, big time. And we're going to have people into the finance committee that will explain to us what they're doing and the expectations and the results and how much time, and ask all the questions that we want. And we appreciate that. With this big money we're spending, we need to know how things will be going. Then our Director of Financial Services, Doug James, came in and brought us the up-to-date fund and fund balance through 2023, the actual. And one thing, there was $700,000 that we did not use because the results were better than we expected. And so those dollars will stay still in our general fund or wherever they are. There are some things that are happening, and it's some of this is unaudited, excludes the impact of GASB 87. It's a new item, something that they have to do to make it balanced that way. What I want to say to you, there are many pages, I think 14 pages, and because the director presented it to the finance committee, you will now, after this meeting is over, this information will be sent to you all. And should you have questions, I guess you talk to Brian, or he'll direct you or find out the answers to the questions you may have. But this was very valuable and very interesting to have, and know that we are in good condition. The minutes were approved. We had a waiver, and I kind of would like, it'll only take a second to read. Here at this administration building, we have sprinkler systems and all, and we looked into replacing the sprinkler system because it's old and it was going to be double what we thought it would be. And so what we have done is we want to tell you the justification for this waiver request. It's up on startup of the administration irrigation system. It was discovered that many of the heads and lines have been damaged by the tree roots and age. This work needs to be done to fix the issues with the system and get it back in working order. First Choice Irrigation is a company who currently handles all of Marion County's properties. And so we're going with them, and to repair it, it's going to be $3,200.44. And that's what we're going to go with, rather than trying to replace all that's there. And I believe that is the end of my report.
Questions for finance? All right, Mr. Chair of PHS.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We also met this morning. We reviewed 5 different advanced step hire requests, one each from the prosecutor's office, friend of the court, public defender, the county clerk's office, and then also the health department. All were able to attract well-qualified individuals and hired up in the scale. So we did approve all of those. We also had the privilege of looking at some of the work done by our administrative staff, updating some of the policies. And so I know you might want to take notes as I just talked through a couple of the policies that we reviewed and approved. One is as we name our different buildings and facilities, the policy that deals with that. Work scheduling and reporting to work. We updated that to recognize departmental changes as well as union contract verbiage. Our policy on scheduling of rooms. So we've changed some of the names of the rooms, and so the policy now will be accurately reflect those. Equal employment opportunity, our policy that will now reflect legislation changes here in the state of Michigan. And then also a policy regarding maintenance and maintenance requests using the name of the software. And then also several title changes for department heads, as well as adding the health officer as supervised by the county administrator. So those are, we did take a look at those and approve them all. If you have specific questions, you might direct them to Annette. She's so well versed in all of these things. And then we moved into our resolutions. We had a number of different resolutions, 10 of them coming from the health department. And so we reviewed those. I'll run through those rather quickly also. It's our Lara medical marijuana program, where that continues what we've been doing in the past. One from the United Way, the farmers market support. You already acted on the medical director at our last meeting. Then we have our wellness mini grant funds. This is for the staff at the health department. We reviewed and approved a grant coordinator position. Also, the Double Up Food Bucks contract with the state of Michigan for individuals to get double their money when they're buying fruits and vegetables. So we did approve those. Support staff for the public health department. Continued our contract with King Media for the dirt on weed, providing advice to individuals of not to use marijuana when they're have some medical conditions, and also retitled the public health medical social worker individual, that job category. And then also you'll be seeing an amendment to our beach monitoring contract with the state of Michigan, because they're going to give us more money to do that. Those will come to you at a later date. We also had Jill in to talk about a donation of a robotic life-saving device for the Silver Beach. It's called Emily. And so that will also come to you at a later date. And I think that pretty much concluded our work for today.
Questions for PHS? All right, Mr. Chair of Admin.
Thank you, Mac. First in to see us was the Sheriff's Department to give us an update, and Commissioner Volrath would like to report out on that.
Thanks, Jim. We had Chuck and Greg in this morning, our undersheriff with the sheriff. Chuck reported that we are doing very well and everything is going well with our new medical initiative that started at the beginning of the year. Last month, we had over 500 clinical visits with either a nurse, doctor, or dentist by the patient, or our, not patients, well, I guess they're patients, but they're prisoners also, and 106 mental health contacts just for the month. Our narc and sweat team has been very, very busy. They're buying a lot of drugs all over the county, 3-county area, and catching a lot of bad guys. And they've got a page full of things that they've been doing last month, and just making buys and arrests. We had over 2 pages of listing of the trainings that were involved last month. So the Sheriff's Department is busy doing a lot of training. Those guys are training for things all the time, and that's a very good thing. We've got 2 new employees at the Sheriff's Department, Josh Sherrick and Brandon Rath, and also Lucas Runzer, they're attending the LMC, the new program there, and it started this week, so we'll be getting some new officers there. And also, Sheriff was telling us that we have possible one hire from Topeka, Kansas, and under the terms of our new contract that we just signed not long ago, they can bring in seasoned officers who have experienced other places and bring them in at a higher level than just the starting, so that it makes it a lot easier to not easier, but to attract some better talent, some talent that we don't have to send right to school, from the beginning, and get some seasoned officers in here, which is always a good thing, getting veterans and their knowledge. Topeka, Kansas, I believe Chuck said he was from, but hopefully that works out, and we'll get more of those coming in here and get some more officers that are seasoned and trained before they get here. So we don't have to pay for that. And then we had a Zoom meeting with Rocky, and Jim's going to tell us about that.
That kind of goes hand in hand with the resolution that we will be bringing to you next time we get together. That resolution ends in 5222. You've heard Brian talk to us about the $3 million grant from Tim Wahlberg's office. We have to formally accept that or apply for that money. This resolution does that. This applies for the money. There is a lot of background information on the RFQ, which is the 500 Circle building. And I asked Brian, the admin committee has received and reviewed the information. I asked Brian to send that to all the board members, so you all have an opportunity to take a look at what is being proposed for the 500 Circle building. And Brian, if you could also send that to Julie at the Herald Palladium. She asked me and I said, sure. So that resolution will be coming before you. Rocky was on Zoom. He's at a conference up in Grand Rapids, so that's why he could not be here in person. We have two other resolutions for you. One ending in 5233. This is for the road department. They do not receive real-time weather data now. So this is to receive a mini weather station for 8 months at no cost to the department from Frost Solutions LLC. It starts in September 1st. It's basically to go through the winter months. They will look at the data after the 8 months and see if they want to continue with such an instrument or not. So that is to do that. Resolution ending in 5228. This is for a speed study, traffic control order. This is on Hollywood Road from Glenlord Road to M63 Niles Road to 45 miles per hour. It's currently 55, it's gonna go to 45. So that's what that resolution does. Any questions?
Questions for admin? Okay,
The only other item that I have is in conjunction with that resolution, Brian and Mac were both in to see us. If you recall, there was a law passed recently that had to do with changing speed limits locally. This spurred that question of where are we at in that process? And Brian's answer was, we still don't know. Once the state figures it out, or MDOT, they will pass that information on down to us. So in the meantime, we do not know. And that is our report.
very good. Anyone have any questions for admin? All right, we'll go to commissioner report starting clockwise.
I'd just like to report that I attended the Miss Blossom Time luncheon in Benton Harbor with Commissioners Freeling, Yarborough, and Pitchford. It was a wonderful event, good food, and I am proud to say that our Blossom Time court, King and Queen, is from the Twin Cities of Benton Harbor and St. Joe. And it was just good to see all of the youth dressed up pretty nice. And it was also good that one of our commissioners, Commissioner Freeling, is a Queen mom. So that was just an enjoyable event. So that's my report.
It's very difficult to top that, but I did attend the Human Services Coordinating Council meeting via Zoom.
Briante stole my report.
I've got Jim's report.
Well, while you were having lunch, I was just down the road and watched the bus and the motorcycles go by at Connexus. We had a Michigan Works meeting yesterday. Couple of things, unemployment currently, Bering Cass Van Buren is at 4.2. State of Michigan is at 3.8, so we're a little higher. US is at 3.7, so we all are trending a little higher. Our labor force growth rate, though, is going up a little bit, and that's up 3.4%. And that's primarily in the 16 to 24 market age group. So that also means that it's mostly part-time and seasonal. So that's the downside. Michigan Works did lose the Youth Build grant So that program will wrap up this year and it will not continue beyond, I think it's August when it will wrap this summer. They'll go back after it probably in a couple of years, but for right now, that will wind down. And that's my report. Oh, Brownfield is canceled this afternoon.
Just real quickly, this week was Correctional Officer Week, May 5th through the 11th. So I think it's appropriate to acknowledge that our sheriff, along with several other members of our sheriff's department, did escort the Blossom Time royalty over the last 3 days. It was really wonderful to know that they were all in good hands on Tuesday while they were driving through some of the poor weather, worse than poor weather, that was happening in the Portage, Mattawan area. And so I shared some of the photos that I had received as the Queen Mum, as you say, yes, for Blossom Time. And it was really wonderful that they were there to help them. Saturday is the Blossom Time Parade, 1 p.m. So come on out, support all of the different communities that will be there. And then I just want to say I'm lifting up my prayers, and I'm sure that this would be echoed across many of my colleagues here and others in the community for our neighboring counties that were impacted by the severe weather. You know, Cass, St. Joe, Branch, and Kalamazoo all have declared local emergencies because of how badly they were impacted. And so I just want to publicly state so that I'm praying for all of the response that they need to do. Thankfully, there was no injuries that I had heard of. But we did lose a landmark up in the Coloma, Waterville area with the roller rink that caught on fire through that. So that's my report.
Thank you. And I too attended the lunch for Miss Blossom Time. Who was from Benton Harbor, Michigan. And it was beautiful that the Blossom King, what do we call him? Blossom
Yeah,
Time
Blossom Time King.
is from St. Joe. And they said that hasn't happened since 19 something, that the Twin Cities were represented in that way. And this was at the Secret Garden. That's a place that you all should look at should you want to do something. It's large enough to do anything you want to do. In addition, they had this big door open, and that was into the garden, and it reminded you of Europe or what you see on TV or whatever. And it was just a lovely day compared to Tuesday. Wednesday was complete opposite. I thank the Sheriff's Department for the escort. I've never seen so many gentlemen, and my chair was being pulled out and people were helping me across the street. And it was just a lovely thing to do. And for our young people to be involved in that, you know, going slower and talking quieter. And it was just a lovely day. And so I'm real pleased to have been representing District 4. Thank you.
Thank you. And
the mother, I turned her in. She did, the Ronaldo triplet, he was saying who was there. He knew, he knew Ronaldo, I'm sorry, Riante, Shokwe, and Mamie. And he went on to something else, and I had all this paper, and I was trying to write to him that Commissioner Freeling, and her daughter's Miss Baroda. And so he got all that out, and she had to stand up and all. But we're real proud of your daughter, and thank you for coming. Yeah.
very good. The sheriff is a Queen Father Emeritus.
Couple times.
Right?
Yeah.
You are too, Matt Kelly.
Yeah, and Mac.
That's true,
It's very true.
twice.
Yeah.
They're very attractive young ladies, all
Yes.
because of their handsome fathers, no doubt.
Right.
Do you have anything?
Yeah, so as a reminder to the board, Berrien County Juvenile Center 50th anniversary is this evening. So May 9th, 5:30 to 7. It is not at the Juvenile Center. It is at the courthouse in St. Joe, 3rd floor of the courthouse, 5:30 to 7. I've sent you all a reminder about that. And then to the board, over the next couple of weeks, you're gonna see a whole lot of PGA activity. I've sent the board a note that if any of you are interested in attending that PGA breakfast, let me know as quickly as possible. I've already heard from 3 of you,
Me,
so,
maybe.
okay.
I
I've heard
tried to
from,
do it, but it didn't.
all right, so I've got 4 now, and so if in the next day, if you could please let me know as soon as possible, I'll work on getting the RSVPs taken care of. And those are my comments.
No, Brian, you have one more thing.
Oh,
Today in this room is the retirement
oh,
event for Carrie. If you want, I believe it's 2 to 4. So as soon as you all leave the room, we're gonna reset this up to be like a retirement party setting, so.
I didn't understand what
Thank
she
you.
said. I'm at the time here.
and Mac, those are all of my comments.
Okay. And the PGA breakfast is when?
It is in 2 weeks. Thank you.
That's what you told me that earlier. Okay, very good. Thank you. General public comments, anything under the sun in 2 minutes or less? Name and town if you wish to opine. Thought you had a new hearing aid.
I do.
Okay.
Your microphone.
All right. I'll do that.
Last week at the meeting there, you were sitting way back there and I was just barely able to hear you.
Maybe I
Because you
did
guys
that
were
for a
spread out a little bit. The room was a little bit bigger than this one. That's what you deserve, right? 2 minutes, sir. Okay, I want to remind you, tomorrow's the senior expo. Senior expo, some of you qualify out at the college, 10 to 3, okay?
Okay.
I'll probably be there. I'm not telling you when. Now, 2 weeks ago, I was kind of surprised when you announced that the next meeting, which was last week, was in the evening. I looked at my bulletin, there was nothing on there. No, when you came up with that, well, I knew we had four night meetings, but you came up with it and that kind of shocked me, because I wasn't quite sure. It should have been in the bulletin. You had nothing in there about announcing that. So, and the last one that you had in there, you had all kinds of information in there. You know, one of the things, that's what trouble with you guys, you're so secretive. You know, you throw it out when you have your meeting here, you're talking about something, or something you screwed up on, something. You don't want us to know. No, that's secret. That's what the dictators do. Now, you guys qualify for that. You don't even let us in here more than 2 minutes. That's all I got, right? I come up here, take about 4 breaths and I'm done. And then he's yelling at me if I don't stop. By the way, some of the other guys that come up here, you know, they keep on talking. I don't see you guys yelling at him. What do you got? You got a guy back there? What's he gonna do? Stick me? He's gonna shoot me or what? Or tell me to shut up and get the hell out of here? No, that scares you. What's he doing here? Well, I feel kind of safe here. I don't feel kind of safe with him back there. No, you ought to be sitting up there. You ought to be out there driving a patrol car or something. He's got no business here. Yeah, you guys laugh. Yeah.
Mr. Pelzer,
Why is he sitting over here?
Mr. Pelzer, we've talked about this before. We're happy to hear from you, but don't accuse us of criminal acts or anything like that.
I think it is
That's out
a
of
criminal
bounds.
act.
Well, be real sure that's what you want to say.
Who do I go to complain to? I asked you that a couple of weeks ago. You got a name for me? Who do I go?
You're here.
No. You're not God. You're not Truman.
No,
No.
we're not Truman.
You don't complain because he sits on the board.
No, we're
I
not.
want somebody higher.
Well, this is it's us.
Oh, yeah, you guys, you think you're God, right?
No,
We're
we
the
don't.
subjects.
We don't. But we do think that it's hard to believe, but it's been 2 minutes. So thank you for your
Yeah, see,
comments,
that's it.
and we
You
look
gonna
forward to
come up
hearing
here
from
and
you
get me?
next time. Anyone else wish to be heard? Thank you, Mr. Pelzer. Other business? Anyone have any? Sir?
One thing I want to point out, I don't know if anyone else has received any from Sheriff Height, but his little casino chips, they are not accepted at Four Winds Casino. I just want everyone to know I tried, so just for your future reference.
Okay. Announcements. We're not meeting on the 30th because that's the 5th Thursday. Mr. Pelzer, we will be meeting in Niles, Michigan at the library on the 6th of June. The first Thursday of each month for the summer. If we don't have anything else, we stand adjourned to Thursday next at 8:35.